Hi, guys, and welcome back again to another episode of Words with. Okay, so now we will continue on, and we are going to look um, at the D uh, consonant cluster in the Albanian language. To any new ones here, we are learning. We're going through the Albanian language to see how it developed. For any linguists out there, the Albanian language is a treasure. It's the treasure box of words and meanings and all sounds that have later stood as a foundation for new words to emerge. Yes, and as unfortunately a lot of the consensus out there is that the Albanian language has borrowed many words. We will now see that that is not the case. That the Albanian is very old and it uses a Semitic type-based morphology that we don't find in the Indo-European languages. Yes. Okay. I think I am going to just turn. Oh, it started raining a lot, so I just closed the window. I was like, where did all this sound come from? But yes, okay. So let's go back. So the Albanian language uses a Semitic-based morphology, where the root consonant or each consonant in the Albanian language stands now as a root idea from which lots of new words will emerge. We will see together. Okay? Yes. So also to make a list of the semantics in the, do, monosyllables we find in Albanian. Yes? Okay, so he did. And then if we begin with the first one, da. Da is where we find the word divide, to divide. It is a very short word. It actually we just need da. We don't need doi. We need just the da. And that is in fact the word. But then we have this can be bent and used in various forms. But it also appears in dialects as emphatic or colloquial particles. Yes, just to divide. Divide, separate. Da. And then we continue on with the de. Here we have a conjunction particle used in some dialects as the variant of the. Yes, it does exist as that. But it also will be the foundation for the word des, which is the word death. Death. Yes, yes. Um, the word des in Albanian is a newer invention where the V is set in front of the des because of the word var, varos, vui, vuam, vuvu, which means to grief, to sorrow, and a grave, which is where it got the des from. But it is in fact the root word is just des. Des. On des. And it is still used today as just des. You don't say on des. You say on des. In some dialects, that is. Yes. Okay. But this would then develop to become many other words in the Latin language, right? Because this will become a deduction, a death. It will become literally a deduction. Oh, yes, I forgot to say that we also have the word in Albanian de, to be de, to be deur, which means actually to be drunk. But it doesn't only mean to be drunk, it also means to be reduced. In essence, it means to be reduced. Je deur, kade, ajo është I deur, është I de, which literally means reduced. So he's not in his top form, he is there. So he is somewhere off, somewhere not really in his top form, right? Which is also where it connects with the da, splitting. Splitting, because a splitting is a reduction, a dying, a death. Yes. Right? See how beautiful languages are. Our languages are so beautiful. Like they tell us the way and they tell us the truth and they tell us everything about what we once experienced and how we saw this world and what we link these sounds to or what the sounds are actually linked to. That is what these words are telling us. Yes. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on with the word D. D is very, very beautiful. I have mentioned it in my videos several times, but it means to know. I know. Undi. Undi. This is super, super old word. This is a very old word. And I find it strange that the Latins haven't really stumbled on it to be like, oh, your knowing is our God, right? Dios, Dios, Dios. But that is because they don't know where this word came from or where their word came from. Yes, yes, because we're linked. We're linked. It's not politics. Not politics. It's just looking at language. Language is a tool that we've all used throughout times and in various forms, and we still do. But we can always trace back this language according to the words that exist and are in use today. Yes, yes, we just need to gather them. That is the difficulty. We need to gather them and make a list of them and publish them so that everybody can see them and then link up their own words to them. That is really how simple it is, but we haven't, and there's a lot of politics at play here. There's a lot of politics, there's power, or at least before, during the national rising or the national awakening in the 20th century and the 19th century, we saw that these types of roots and historical legacies would be a threat to superpowers or regional powers, right? Who wanted to dominate ethnic people, right? That's how it goes. That is how it goes. All the superpowers, all regional powers today oppress some sort of minority or have oppressed them historically. That is how they gained so much. Yes, unfortunately, if somebody is very powerful, it is on the expense of someone else. It often is. We see this even in billionaires today. Billionaires today, all of them are criminal because we all know that nobody can become a billionaire without being a criminal or exploiting people or exploiting something to a max degree that would gain that type of profit, that amount of wealth. Yes, sure. Inventing an iPhone is something else, but that is a very those things are very obvious, and yeah, there's a reason why they become so big because they're inventions. But there are other ways to become a billionaire too, right? Okay, let's not go into that. Let's go further on, and then we have the word do from dua, to want, to love. Undo, it also means to will, to want, will, and love. Dot vi, I will come. Dot shkoi, doshkoi, to even shorten it further. But what we see here is that this do began meaning or being used as a doing. Do, doshko, right? Doha, do iki, do pi, do shpi. So doing and speak, right? So this becomes the actual English word doing. Do, to do, to do. Do. Yes, yes. But we see that this also belongs to the dua, to do, which is to want, to want and to love. Appears in conjugation like duam. Yes, sure, we want. Duke, while waiting, doing. Yes, yes. So they're all now linked, and then we have obviously the last one, de, meaning two, or appears in compounds expression, to fish, double, and duer, two doors. Duer, well, I haven't really seen that word before, but okay. But now we have the summary, the core semantics here, which are to divide, separate, and then particle, to know, want, future auxiliary, want, love, to. Okay, that's fine. Now I asked it to make it a bit, to broaden it a bit more, to go a bit further into it. And what we see here is the imperative of the die. It continues on. Da boeken, right? Da is being da, which means to divide, right? In some regions, you used to add emphasis. Da, mosochesa. Come on, don't worry. Yes, and then we have the conjunction particle, this is used as the. I, the unschuam. He and I went. Yes, because and then we have another one. Demore. Demore. Come on. Come on. Yeah, so now we have it in different uses in some other dialects, which is what we Albanians are very unaware of. We're not aware of these this interchangeability, kind of this flexibility that these words have been used in. They are not clear cut. They're not clear cut like modern languages are today. Well, like modern Albanian even is today, right? Because these are all the dialects that have not been included. Okay, now let's go on. Yes, and then we have D again. This is very beautiful. Undi dite lezosh, ditch thought knows what it means. That's very beautiful. Look how we shorten everything, right? Ditch, what is, and thought, to say. So he knows what is said. He knows what to say. He knows what it means. Ditch thought, thought, yeah. Thought means now thought. Thought. Yeah, right. That's a very, yeah. To know what is thought or what it means thought. Yes. Well, I can't even explain this now because thought means to say or what is said. To know what is said. Thought. To know what is said. There we go. Okay. And then nobdija. Right? Nobdija doesn't know anything or just nobdi. Nobdi. Does not know. Doesn't know. Yes. Again, we have now the do used as undo, aido, dotvi, dotshkoi, dot thought, dopak. Right. So we see that this word is super flexible and it is standing as something that is, I will go into the meta picture here. Let's look at it. Well, let's continue on. The verb root, to want, love, forms, do, dua, duke, duam, do, love, dua tedi, I want to know, dukishkuar, while going. Okay. This is a bit different now. Duque is okay, but not really Duque. Duque can go in there as well in the meta picture, definitely, but not, well, yeah. Du now is here again. Du suit, two eyes, du fish, du er, du shoy. Okay. Again, it is giving us the same core semantic summary table here, right? To divide, separate, and particle, no, want, future conditional, want, love, to. Okay. But now I want us to meta-thesize the Albanian consonants to see the core idea each consonant is linked to. I have found evidence of Albanian using the Semitic root-based system in its morphology, which is how the D consonant cluster, da, de, di, do, du, du, pertains to a splitting, loving, dying, wanting, knowing, and number two, all of which pertain to the root idea of division, both in love, well, not both, but in love, life, and actual experience as it is used as a particle too. Yes. Yes. So now it is saying, oh, okay, cool. This is now bold but promising. Sure. Now let's not get seduced by our ChatGPT or how it responds, right? Its responses because it is just a language model. but it is now going to tell us what is happening here. Because analyzing the Albanian root consonants for root core ideas akin to the Semitic triliteral roots is bold but promising. Yes, it is, but it is also what has happened. So now we see that this is definitely it. This is the step one, observe the semantic field. We've already done this. We can look at the conceptual link, separation splitting, linking, separating elements in speech, discernment, mental splitting of truth from falsehood, intention, projection, choosing, division of paths, emotional binding, often entails separation from self, relational division, and literal division into pairs. Okay, so observation, all of these uses involve some notion of duality, division, or relational differentiation in life, cognition, desire, or quantity. Step 2. Hypothesize consonant meaning cores. If Albanian inherited a proto-system of consonantal roots, we might tentatively assign the division, duality, love, seen as in da, de, di, do, do. The root expresses splitting, pairing, and transition. No, yes, yes, it is getting it. It is kind of getting it, but not entirely yet, okay? Because it is using, it has gone a bit too far now, okay? Because I haven't given it all my, I just thought I would go through one cluster now, okay? Because I haven't gone through any clusters in a while. But yes, let's just stick with this one, okay? Let's stick with this one because this Luft, Lied, Lum, no, this is not it. These are something else. But okay, this mat, m, mun, absolutely. The M, measurement, material, embodiment, definitely, right? And B, boundary, giving protection. Yes. Well, yes, this is also something we can go through. The B is a big one, right? But not bark. Bark, 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 body, stomach. No, but this is a bay. This is a ba, baby, bo, boo, right? This is a different one. It doesn't know because I haven't explained to it yet. But what we see here is that it does indeed work that way. It does indeed work that way, and we can continue on. I will continue on showing you much, much more, but this was just the beginning, because once we begin delving into the Albanian dictionary and see what other words we find there, we will see that all this D root, this D, this the is a splitting. Da, the is a split. And in it both in love, because loving is a splitting, in death, right? But also in knowledge, because you're splitting knowledge to, well, you're abstracting it and getting it in and looking at it, which is then allowing you to know it. Yes. And then obviously number two, right? Which is the number two itself, the split. So that's it. So that is for now. That was the sound cluster in Albanian that will later link with a lots of European words, all from divide to divine to dia, dios, deduce, and all these reductive and negative words. Yes, not negative, but negative, as in they negate. And that is it. And that is it for now. Yes, yes. What else? Yeah, no, there was not anything else I wanted to add. Yes. Oh, and yes, I see that. Well, no, I did explain my whole elites thingy about with why I think that some of these elites have probably used some similar types of tricks here in the Albanian language to cause confusion where there is none. Okay, so just so you guys know that we need Albanian academics to be allowed into the academia because they're not, as we currently, they literally are not allowed in. The biggest sources of the Albanian language are found outside, which is quite ridiculous if you think about it, right? So that is where we are, and that is why I'm coming in, because I want us to, well, to be informed about our languages, our history, our common past, everything that has happened to us, everything that is happening to us, and yeah, where we are, who we are, so that we can connect us once and for all. Yes, 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 yes. Back to the roots, baby. Back to the roots, because we are going, to the beginning. And yes, we have solved it, right? We have solved it. We have solved it. So now we're just going through the remaining things. We've solved the biggest questions, who we are, and what everything is made of. We have solved it. Yes. Okay. You guys have a good day or evening, wherever you are. Cheers. Bye.